That's the big guy talking.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think we're going to get started here first with some lineups.
What's going on, everybody? This is John Michael Staudenmayer, along with my brother Justin. We're over here at Plymouth Whitemarsh High School, where the Colonials are going to be taking on the Hatters of HATBORO HORSHAM. You got some tough kids in their lineup. They come in our room a little bit, so I know some of these guys are ready to scrap.
Definitely. I think we're going to get started with a national anthem here. Tonight's the alumni night here at Plymouth Whitemarsh. John Michael and myself, both alumni of Plymouth Whitemarsh. I graduated in 2013. John Michael in 2011. Of course, we both wrestled here.
Yeah, thanks for that introduction, Justin. Yeah, there's a lot of us here tonight. Guys before us, guys after us. It's good to see you all in the stands. We see some legendary faces here.
Oh, are you about to get a shout out here, John?
Yeah, there you go.
State champ?
Justin Giovinco, first state champion. He's up here.
Hey. Wow. Look at him saluting the crowd. There it is. A state champion in the house.
Cut it out.
A hush over the crowd.
You stop that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, though.
They don't understand.
I will tell you this. Justin was an influential part in me winning a title. He was my partner every single day my senior year. So shout out to him for my success as well.
For sure. I mean, having a guy like that in the room shows you who's capable of doing it and letting you know you can do it as well. And hearing it every single day and then truly believing it, and you believed it, you became a state champ. I mean, I believed it as well, but I guess it didn't believe in me. You know, I realized the state medalist didn't get any shout outs here, but you know, that's all right. That's all right.
Sometimes it took a little longer.
That's what it is.
Hey, college was good to you, though.
Yeah. College
was good to you.
We're getting some announcements going here. Don't worry, we'll introduce the guys as they come up.
Yep. Probably not too hard to hear that booming voice.
Yeah, a weird concept here. You shake hands before the match even starts, and then again when you put your toe on the line, you're shaking this guy's hand 3 times. I mean, that's enough. That's enough of shaking the hand. I mean, you do it once before, once after, that's fine. But you know, wrestling's a very mental sport. It's just you and another person out there. So
believe it or not, though, you used to show a lot of sportsmanship back in the day.
Oh, you gotta show sportsmanship. But I mean, come on, it's enough with the shaking of the hands. Just kidding. It's good respect.
I'll tell you this.
It's time for battle.
That's one of HATBORO's studs right there.
Yeah,
that kid can move. He's got some nice offense, Chris Staub.
Yeah, if you saw him, he's been pacing for the past 30 minutes on the mat before he even started. He's ready to go.
Dude, look, I'll tell you this about him. I've been around him a little bit, and the man is ready to go from the time he puts his shoes on. He doesn't even need to warm up.
That's what it takes.
He just goes.
That's what it takes.
When he can put a complete match together, he is dangerous for sure.
Taking a look out in the crowd, looks like we got a full house tonight. Is it?
We do have.
They were selling tickets online. It might be a sellout here. It's going to be pretty loud tonight.
Doesn't look like it from the camera angle.
No. Yeah, it's hiding.
On our side, it is pretty crowded over here.
Yeah, they're only catching the other side of the stands. Don't be fooled.
Their heavyweight looks kind of small.
He does.
What do you think he weighs? About 220? Our heaviweight's not much bigger.
Our heavyweight is not much bigger.
Yeah.
The weight capacity being 285.
Yeah. Heavyweight is 285. What's one underneath in PIAA right now? 215? I think they're 215, yeah.
215. 189, 215. Oh, maybe we're not starting at 106.
So what are you starting at 20 then?
20.
Starting at 120.
21?
121, yeah. Excuse me. For those of you that don't know, Justin and I coach at Germantown Academy, so Our weight classes are actually different. PIAA has 13 weight classes and NFHS has 14.
All right, time for some wrestling.
All right, captains are out right now.
The flip.
Looks like Ashton Wittenberg and Justin Bainbridge, captains.
If you're wondering what that coin flip was right there, that's going to determine who gets choice after the first period in each of the matches. If you get the odd matches, that means the first match, it will be whoever odd team is. They will have that choice on the first, third, fifth, seventh, and etc. And even matches, vice versa. And we'll know after the first match here who has what matches in terms of odd and even. Here comes a wrestler without his headgear on. Headgear must be on before you get on the mat. That is a PIAA rule. Also a sign of being prepared. And we're going to start off here with a little Ice Cube. He's going to walk out too. Hopefully it's a good day for him as well. All right.
Starting at 121 here. HATBORO HORSHAM wrestler looking to get his hands to the mat, 2 points. Nice little shrug there.
2-point takedown.
What the bottom man needs to be doing right now is to get his pressure back, get his butt to his heels, get his head up off the mat.
Looking to create some space by knee sliding, getting the top man off of him a little bit, create some distance and allow him to get up to his feet. Using the pressure of the top guy, the bottom guy uses his back pressure to stand up. Now he pressures back into him. No, it's not.
I'll tell you, 120, this is Benny Staub from HATBORO HORSHAM. He's a younger brother of Chris. I also have had the pleasure of having him in my room. Tough kid. Benny BMX, we call him. He's actually a pretty good BMX rider as well. For the Colonials is Lucas Marinelli Kolonowski. He is a junior. He's bumped up between 21 and 27 this year a couple times.
4 and 6 on the year. Oh, we're gonna
oh boy,
look to
banana
get some
split.
Back points. This is a tough
Banana
position
split here. Oh, that's a tough position.
Very
He
tough
better watch
position.
his own back.
Uh-oh, he looking for the fall.
There
He's
you
going to
go.
get the fall. So that's going to be 6 points for HATBORO HORSHAM. They're going to take an early 6-0 lead. That match isn't going to make it out of the first period.
You know the best way to get out of a banana split, Justin?
Don't get in it.
There you
And
go.
you know way that.
That's great.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
glad we're on the same page.
a tough position.
It is tough, honestly, but you got to keep your chest over your knee in those positions and get that leg out of there.
You can
That's
also
what you
see that a
focus
pin
on.
is so critical to the other team, given that you're giving up 6 points. You can see how when you're on your back, you got to find a way off of it. Sometimes it's not always wrestling. You got to find a way off.
This is 127. We got David Jensen of HATBORO HORSHAM and Sean Odom of Plymouth Whitemarsh.
All right.
Odom putting the pressure on here a little bit. Odom is a sophomore. He's 0-2 on the year, but looking for that first win. Looking to get it here. Oh.
Stay in good position. Odom's going to have to move his feet a little more to set up an attack. You see, when his feet are square, it's going to be hard for him to shoot and push off. But from here, he can defend. When your feet are square, it's more of a defensive position. He's going to have to look to pull him to snap him to the mat. In order to spin around him, he's going to have to get him to his elbow. Tough position there.
Got to keep short arms in that short offense there.
Absolutely. You can see he's just kind of hanging out in that tie there. He's got to pull in the back of his head or do something.
He's got to get his leg back too. See how he's allowing his knee to bend. He's got to keep his leg straight.
Stalling call there. Very. So the reason he got hit for a stall there was he was laying on his opponent and he was still parallel. He has to work out to the side there to generate some action. He can't just lay on him and not do anything. Seems like we have a blood timeout here. The HATBORO HORSHAM wrestler's bleeding from, I believe, is his forehead. I think he's all right, though. They just take some time to clean up the mat here. Make sure there's no blood on anybody. And then back to war. Looks like they're going to tape him up.
Oh, yeah. The old school head wrap job.
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
Whatever it takes to get back out on the mat. Whatever it takes. These guys work hard all week, cut weight at practice. For this moment, they can't have a little blood take it away from them.
Just something else over there.
He's chopping to the wrist. It's going to be tough for the bottom guy to get out here if he has his wrist isolated by the top man.
Yeah, absolutely. The top man, too. If I'm him, I'm trying to keep my chest on top and using that as pressure towards his head and hands.
And work out to the side. If you notice, he already got hit for a stall because he was riding parallel. He's going to have to do something here and work from the top position, as well as the bottom guy trying to get out.
Absolutely. Bottom man should really be trying to get his butt to his heels a little bit more, just trying to get his chest and head up.
Top guy's just trying to hang on.
There
Short time here. 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
Oh!
He's going to return to the mat. And a locking hands call with no time left. Oh!
Wow.
HATBORO does not seem happy about it. They might have wrapped the tape a little too tight. All right. That's going to be 1 point. So that's going to put us back in the match here.
Absolutely. Odom is going to choose down.
Odom's down 2-1.
Smart move. Honestly, for me, at this position, if I were to or give him the choice, you end up 3-1, right? If he gets out, and then potential 5-1 if he gets a takedown rolling. So instead, why don't you get your own momentum going? It's 2-2. Okay, it's tied now. It's a new match. And go get a takedown.
Exactly, and I'm sure you can relate, but 2-2, 6-6, 9-9. It's all 0-0. It's a new match now.
See, Odom needs to keep his chest on him. He's allowing a sucker drag.
Hold on to that leg. He's got
2 hands. He's got to get his head and chest up again. Seeing a common theme in what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're going to have to keep moving. The name of the game in wrestling is to keep moving. And they're going to give 2 here in a very strange position.
Well, yeah, I mean, ultimately it ends up being 2, but.
So 4-2 now. HATBORO leads. We're in the second period, about halfway through.
Top man really needs to keep his elbows pinched. He's trying to hit a cradle, but he's allowing his elbows to stay very, very long and wide.
He cuts away 4-3. see the importance of a takedown here. Oh, a shot from the... Oh, but his head goes down, and they're going to go out of bounds.
Nice position, sprawl, get his head on the mat, push his head down, get your hips into him. It's a punishing position, especially letting a guy know, like, don't shoot on me again.
About 45 seconds left here in the second.
See, this is where he should be pushing his head down. Push his head down underneath of you. Your lat, yeah.
He's going to want to have to look at kick.
Oh, no, don't do that. 2.
And that's going to be another takedown for HATBORO, extending his lead to 6-3. 30 seconds left here in the second period.
Coach didn't seem too happy about that takedown.
Odom's going to have to look to get out here with 20 seconds left and buy himself a point before the end of the period.
Push his knees back.
As every wrestler knows, you never finish a period on bottom. Never. A match or period, always get to your feet. We look to finish on top.
Look away.
He's going to have to look away. 10 seconds here. HATBORO looking for a turn. He's flat on bottom, not even working up to the base. Now he works up. It looks like we're going to run out of time and go into the third period here. HATBORO leads 6-3. Third period, they're going to choose down the defensive position. That's going to be a caution on the top guy. So the reason that occurred, you have to get set correctly before the wrestling can start. That top guy's going to have his knee next to HATBORO's left knee and his back knee up and his other hand on the elbow. His hand was draped over the elbow. Unfortunately, that's going to be back points.
Oh, wow. What a chin back.
Oh, wow. And there's no call there.
Nice.
I think the ref fell asleep for a half a second. But he's awake now.
Tough situation. Definitely could have been back points there. That was pretty good heads up play by Odom there. I'll tell you what.
You saw the HATBORO wrestler try to get up, and PW pulls him back, exposes his back, and the ref unfortunately had a couple long blinks.
Locking hands.
And couldn't get to the back points.
So locking hands call, you are allowed to lock your hands while in neutral when you sustain position or sustain control and you have 2 points. You are no longer allowed to lock your hands while underneath both arms. Okay, so you can lock in what they call a Merkle position with a head and an arm, but you are unable to lock your hands when he is on his knees.
That's another locking hand. He's going to get a free move here.
Wow.
So if locking hands occurs on top, they give the bottom guy extra time to get out and extend his lead. Free of penalty. If he were to go to his back, they would just stop the match. In this instance, after the locking hands call, the HATBORO HORSHAM wrestler gets out, and that's another point, extending his lead 9-3. A 6-point deficit. If the match ends as it does now, it would end a decision, and that would be 3 points for the team. But if HATBORO extends their lead to 8 points, that would be a major decision, giving them another team point, which would be 4. So as you can see, this is critical. And that's going to be a huge point for PW, putting them within 5. Now a takedown only puts them up by 7, unfortunately, for HATBORO.
So Justin, that's an interesting thing that just happened, though, is that he got called for backing out of bounds, which is something that they're trying to relate more to college now. College rules is backing out of bounds, going out of bounds, allowing the action to leave the mat, calls for a stalling call. And they're trying to implement that more in high school, and I really do like that rule. It allows us, look, there it is again. It allows the wrestler opportunities to keep it in the middle of the mat. We want the action in the center.
Absolutely. And you saw the HATBORO wrestler just backed right out of the circle.
Yeah.
Both goes.
Yep.
That's going to be a stall every time. It doesn't matter what level of wrestling. Youth, toddlers, college, the pros.
Lace up your track shoes.
You came here to wrestle, not to run around. And PW is going to lose that by decision 9-5. That's going to extend the team score. HATBORO 9, the Colonials 0.
It's a tough one. He did give up some points based on the locking hands calls, but he also got points because of 2 stall calls. So
yeah, and that's what's going to happen. Now we are going to have
This looks
Is that
like
Bustle?
Joe Bustle.
That does look like Joe Bustle.
Joe Bustle
was a
133.
Another wrestler that comes into the room. We've had the opportunity to work with him. Nice kid, hard worker. And he works so hard that they're going to give him a free win.
Oh, there it
But
is.
that happens sometimes.
Joe Hustle and Bustle
And that's it.
gets his forfeit.
What do they say? Real recognize real? Well, that's a 6 points. That's going to bring the Colonials within 3 points.
Here we go. Captain Ashton Wittenberg coming out to the mat.
As a quick update, the Hatters lead the Colonials 9-6 in the team score, moving into the 138-pound match. One of the senior captains for the Colonials, Ashton Wittenberg, 10-1 on the season. Off to a good start. He's also spent some time.
Woo!
Whoa.
We like that.
Great takedown. Off that inside tie, he goes right to that little duck under, boot scoot, whatever you want to call it. And that's a tight toe. He's going to have to get that bottom knee up if he wants to look for the fall. Scoot, but it doesn't look like he's looking for the fall. I think he's going to run up a lot of points here.
This looks to be Orion Newell from HATBORO HORSHAM. Newell 8-7 on the year.
Okay. Looking like it'll soon to be 8-8. I don't know. Ashton is
Ashton looks good.
he does. Ashton looks like he's on a mission.
Yeah, one thing about Ashton is he does like to be slick. I like that about him. He is smooth in a lot of his movements.
Definitely. And he looks
He's not
to be
very rigid.
patient here too.
Yeah.
You know, move from one move to the next, take your time.
Nice.
He's going to rake across.
Very nice.
It's only going to be a couple more of those.
Now look, this is where he needs to push him up and then back under him again and then put his shoulder back on his chest. Obviously, he didn't do it there, but
And PW's going to need a fall here. A tech fall is good, but a fall is better. A tech fall would only get them 5 team points, whereas a fall would get them 6. The team is relying here on Ashton to get them 6. Oh, with this bar arm, it looks like he is trying to set it up. He's going to look for a half on the right side.
he's got to keep that pressure on his hands.
And HATBORO does a good job getting to their feet, and good, gets away. Ashton's going to have to get his leg away, although he still maintained control through this scuffle.
Nice. Got his hands
gonna step
broken.
over.
Put him right on his back. Good job.
And we're waving back points. There was no change in possession, so Ashton's still up 10-0 with 2 more back points to add, 12-0, with about 10 seconds left here in the first. Ashton's going to hold on to this 12-0 victory, it seems. A pretty dominant period on top after that quick takedown.
Yeah, Ashton looked really good on top there. I really like the fact that he's actually pulling the trigger on his tilts and his turns. You know, that was one thing earlier in his career that he had trouble doing. He was really tough at riding, but he was having trouble actually getting to the turns and putting the points on the board. It's good to see him doing it.
Definitely. It's all about chain wrestling, moving from one thing to the next, transitioning from position to position, and not stopping until you score. And even if you do score, not stopping until that whistle is blown. And you, as you know in most sports, the best defense is a good offense. So the more you output you can give.
Get off your knees.
Oh, he's going to start picking up the pace here a little bit.
Tough, heavy hands from Ashton Wittenberg. He's got to get to that
Circle.
corner a little bit more.
Looks like he's going to try to
Not
get that to his
bad.
armpit. He's going to crunch to the cradle. And if he does,
A little hasty.
should Ashton put this Hatter on his back, he has to make sure that he does not come off or it'll be a tech fall.
There you go. He's got plenty of time here. If he gets this locked up, he needs to keep that knee in the side, use his own hip to push against his.
Yep, go hip.
He's not using it. You're right. He's got to use his own hip.
Yep.
There
And now
you
the bottom
go.
leg, he's going to have to settle that bottom knee. And we're looking for a fall here. Ashton settling in.
He needs to use
And
his
I
body.
think so.
There you go. Nice job,
That's
Ashton.
going to put the Colonials ahead 12-9 after the 138-pound match. Ashton Wittenberg, winner by fall.
Well done.
Ashton looked very solid. Not a lot of mistakes there, other than on top when the guy got to his leg. But as you saw, he rectified that, stayed on top, and ended up getting another turn.
All right, here we are. What is this? 145. We have Mo Charabi, and we have Chris Staub.
Oh, this should be a fun one. I believe Mo just took a 3rd place finish at the Governor Mifflin Classic.
Nice. It's awesome.
It
He's really come a long way. I'm happy for him.
Yes. That's going to be a tough shot. He kind of walked right into it.
Yeah.
When you walk into someone with your hands up, your legs are still exposed. This is the result.
Look, like we were saying earlier, Chris works extremely hard. He's a tough kid, man. He
Mo's
does
giving him some
things
trouble here.
right. He
You
just
gotta keep
just has to keep chain wrestling.
He's going to get that takedown. Mo's going to have to work up and build a base here. Use both legs. The top guy's constantly trying to break you down and break that base before he can turn you. It's this constant battle that's taking place. Bottom guy's trying to get to his feet. But there's another cradle locked up. Oh no, and it's tight. It's tight. We're counting back points.
Chris needs to get his bottom knee to the side in order to get that pin. That shoulder's up way too hard.
Way too up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mo's gonna be able to get his chest down. That's a good job by him.
Recover. It is.
Well done.
And Mo knows he goes to his back. He must come off of it. PW cannot give up those extra points. Losing by fall, losing by major decision, tech fall. A little bit of a stagnant position here on the edge. You know, a weird thing, when wrestling is still taking place,
Got some crazy fans around here.
Yeah. We just
say some wild things.
All right. So we're here. About 30 seconds left here in the first period. Mo still trails 5-0 for the Colonials. Staub putting together a tough ride here on
Heck
top.
Yeah.
A tough ride with that right leg in.
You know what I like about his leg right now is that he's using the crook of his knee too. He's not just throwing the leg in. He's using like a full on leg here. That's a great college ride, honestly. That's where I really started learning to use a leg. Yes. Throw it outside, put it on the crook of my knee, and use my other hip right up his butt to get his hips back down to the mat flat.
And as you know, most of your power comes from your legs in that hip area. And if that leg's not on the ground, you can't use it.
Yep.
So if you're only using half your body, it's going to be tough to get out. And that's why Staub's looking to isolate half of his body on top. And going from side to side allows him to continue to attack and keep the bottom guy guessing. Looks like Chris here is going to go neutral. Moving into the second period, 5-0 still. The Hatters lead. A slow double.
Ooh.
Right down to the penetration step, but it's going to work.
Look, I like Mo. I like that Mo was going to try and move his head to another direction in order to get it. He just had to have his hips do something as well.
Yes, it was a good idea, but unfortunately, not a good result.
I'll tell you this, Chris is long too, so I mean, he puts his fingertips on your legs, he's usually going to score.
You know, and it looked like when he took that shot, that was the goal. He didn't really penetrate to his knee to the mat. He kind of just went down, grabbed, and pulled himself in, which is, you know, an unorthodox way to take the double. Normally, you would drive off that back foot almost like a tackle and try and go into your opponent. So we'll see if he does that again if they go back to their feet. Or maybe he lost his footing. But it was strange, I agree. Must be strong. He's going to go back to that ride on top. Elevate, get under that knee. Oh, the bottom guy's going to get dinged for stalling on bottom. I think he fell asleep for a little, but he's awake now. All right. And a point I wanted to bring up earlier, John Michael, is that, you know, wrestling that occurs on the edge, sometimes it's almost like the referee gets bored and he's like, all right, you're out of bounds. But they're still wrestling. They're still in bounds. It's a strange thing. And I, you know, as a coach, it irks me. It gets under my skin. If we have a little
especially
bit of
if you're the top guy, of course.
Oh, absolutely. You know,
I'd rather him call a stalemate. Look, if you're going to call a stalemate, you say, like, look, it's a stale position. But if you're out of bounds, I mean, it's not out of bounds.
Sure.
By rule.
He just waves us out of bounds for a... I don't know.
Been there.
You're right, though. From the top perspective, generally. From the bottom perspective,
you're like, get out.
It's a blessing.
New position, absolutely. Depends who you are, man.
Oh, they're going to hit him again for stalling. And, you know, he's been quick to call the stall tonight, and I like it. It gets the action going, and also he's been consistent with that. And that's going to let the other wrestlers know, hey, we got to pick it up. We have to wrestle.
Absolutely,
we came here to wrestle. That's why they rolled the mats out tonight.
Oh, that's why?
Yeah, well, I noticed they didn't put the basketball nets up, but you know, they still have the mats out there. That's all right. Oh, that's gonna. Oh
man, Mo with a nice little throw.
Yep. And that's
needed to get his hands locked though.
You got to get your hands locked there. Agree. And Mo's down 8-1 here, so He's going to have to hold this deficit
Caution red.
within 7 points, 7 or less, to save the major decision. So I'm sure Chris has that on his mind. He knows here with 30 seconds in the second period that he's up 7 points. That's going to be another takedown out on the edge, extending his lead to, 11-1.
10-1. It was just 8.
Yep.
Mo did a nice job slipping out of that.
He did.
If a bar arm is
Another
coming
stall. Goodness. Well, if your head is on the mat, you can't blame the ref for calling it.
That was a little quick considering he was just on his base, though.
There's no doubt about it. It was quick, but
little quick.
But it seems almost as if that ref sees these guys put their head down. They don't want to work down there. Well, what's more motivation than a stall call and a point?
I have a lot of motivation at practice on the next day for him. It's usually how it goes for us.
Wow. There's no doubt about that. That's going to be another quick takedown there.
He's got to he's got to keep it above the elbow there. See how that bar arm was below the elbow?
Yeah.
It's a potentially dangerous situation just because that elbow can go forward. And as soon as that elbow goes forward, the ref's stopping that.
The ref's going to stop it. That's another one of those things. Those refs are looking for that, you know. They want to stop it almost, you know, because they want to make sure that people are doing it correctly. And you can see how if they don't, it's bad news for a shoulder.
It's also on them if they do get hurt.
Sure, you know, I was once told you control the outcome in every situation, and wrestling is a living, breathing example of that. You know, you're putting yourself in these positions, you better control the outcome and find a way out of it. And, you know, whether you're on top, on bottom, on your feet, in a funky scramble, regardless of the situation, control the outcome. And that's what we try to preach to these kids. It's going to be tough to control this outcome with this bar arm and half in, but he didn't go to his back. We got 1 minute left here in the third. HATBORO leads 13-1.
They've really been stingy about the starts lately, especially at that tournament we were just at too.
Agreed. They definitely have. And it's a weird thing because you don't want it to slow down the pace of the wrestling, but also they
want
need
them to do it right.
You're exactly right.
They need to do it right.
You're exactly right. But it's a shame that it does slow down things, and you know some refs can be sticklers, but hey.
Sure, but we always talk about you wrestle how you practice, and if you're practicing by getting on a guy and just putting your hands wherever, you know what I mean? And
you're exactly right.
And not doing the right things, how can you practice a correct start? It's impossible.
You have to be diligent and intentional with all of these things, all of the little things. And this is a testimony to it, you know, seeing these guys out here. It's a bunch of little positions that you get yourself into, and you got to find your way out of. 35 seconds here. He's going to circle. That's going to be another takedown, extending his lead 15-2. That's a 13-point deficit, which stands as a major decision. Should he extend that lead to 15 points? Be a technical fall, given the Hatters 5 team points. So Mo just looking to save maybe 1 team point. He's going to let him out, and that's going to be another takedown. 17-3. 20 seconds left. One more takedown will end the match by technical fall. Mo's going to have to see, and he does have a bunch of stall calls for 18 seconds. Can he fend him off without stalling, without a takedown? Come on, Mo. And he calls him out of bounds. That'd be one of those instances. Did they look out of bounds? Absolutely not, but the whistle was blown.
13 seconds here.
13 seconds, Mo, to play his part
he's doing
on the team.
A nice job staying in good position. Giving Chris a hard time.
Stall, and there it is.
2. There it is.
And that's going to be a tech fall.
That's a tech fall right there. He was trying not to give it to him, to be honest with you.
He really wasn't.
He let him out of bounds about 2 or 3 times before, he...
Completely agreed. And you know what?
It's unfortunate.
He's been consistent with the way he's calling this, and I like it. I really do. And then, you know, it's a good motivation, as I said. Keep wrestling. The wrestling takes place in the center. There's 2 circles. Stay in the middle one.
All right. Next up, we have 152, Jaden Dayton of HATBORO HORSHAM and Ty Burkowski, Plymouth Whitemarsh.
Ty Burkowski, another one who spent a little bit of time in the room training.
He does a good job staying in good position. He does stay low.
Good stance. He really does. And it just
nice
hit. Great shots, that. Great shot.
It's pretty good, man.
That was.
He looks impressive. I'll tell you this.
Great shot. Circle to it. Keep circling to it.
One thing I always said about Ty is when he got aggressive, he was gonna be a lot better. He does a lot of things well. He just sometimes doesn't pull the trigger enough.
And
you can see it here that when he pulls the trigger, he's offensive and he's aggressive.
Wrestling with some tenacity here in each takedown. It's good to see. He wants to just get back to the line.
Now, here's my thing is you can do that against anybody, but you need to do that against everybody, right? Is it even the best kids in the state, right? That's where you become good. That's where you put your name out there. As you wrestle like this against that number 2 kid in the state, and you may lose 2-0, you may win 3-2. You don't know, but I mean, you don't know if you don't put 100% out there every time.
You're exactly right. And that needs to be done every period of every match. It's kind of like in the room. Oh, we're going to get some back points here.
Nice, man. That's another turn for Ty.
Absolutely.
Looking good here.
From turn to turn. He's going to settle in, and that's going to fall.
Nice job. Little stack for him.
And that's going to put the Colonials ahead now, 18-14 in the team score.
Ty looks strong, man.
Ty did look strong.
I like that about him.
Did. Looked a little angry, and that's what he needs. It looks good. He brought it in that match. You know, like you said about pulling the trigger. I don't know. Maybe a little... What do we have here? And now it looks like
so at 160 we have Nasir Samuel, HATBORO Horsham, and we have Isaiah Bainbridge for PW.
Brother of
long line.
Justin Bainbridge. Is this the youngest of the Bainbridge?
Yes.
The Bainbridge crew. Head up.
Of the 3.
Of the 3.
The line of 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Goodness.
Wrestlers.
He's going to have to keep circling here and split those legs. He's going to want to have to engage his left knee. Oh, now we're in a little bit of a different position. I thought we were in that crackdown high crotch, excuse me. But the HATBORO wrestler has got his hips up, so now it kind of changes that position.
If he's going to reach back in that leg position, I mean, he should be popping his head up here.
Sure, and he should want to go low leg.
See, here I'm trying to get my height. I think a crackdown isn't the right position there.
It wasn't.
I would be looking to get to his ankle and get to my feet so that way I can finish it like a regular single leg.
And HATBORO did a great job down there of getting his hip up off the mat, and that was what was preventing that crackdown situation from happening, obviously. You kind of see how when he shot, his head went right down into the mat. Oftentimes, you're not going to be able to see what you're shooting at. You're not going to be able to get to the leg. You got to keep your head up.
Oh, boy.
Now, this is in bad shape here for PW. Oh, no.
Tough place to be, especially.
Yeah, it is tough. HATBORO's going to take a 5-0 lead here in the first period after that little exchange. A takedown, 3 back points.
If Isaiah can get out, though, just get a point. Start getting the momentum in his own favor.
It was almost as if he tried to use that elbow like a dump or something, and he got stepped over.
Overextend it.
Yeah.
Well, the guy was on the other side, too, so his body wasn't over the top of him, which leads me to say that he was overextended in the position.
Sure.
Just get off both knees here.
Oh, you just got to get one point. And he's going to get 1 point here with 23 seconds left in the first period. Another shot. And he circles out. Bainbridge is not out of this match. That 5 points was, a very quick exchange and almost just very unlucky almost.
I love that. Look at that.
That's going to be another takedown here with 13 seconds left in the first period.
Just like that. And just like a Bainbridge does, he throws the leg in on top.
And as I mentioned, you don't want to end the period on bottom, but you do want to end the period on top. So getting that takedown with about 10 seconds left, a great way to end the period here for Bainbridge. We're going to move into the second period. Colonial's choice. He's going to defer. Offers it to HATBORO. HATBORO wants to go back to their feet. 5-3, HATBORO leads. Second period starts on our feet. You notice that the wrestler was not even in a stance to start the period. His hands were on his hips.
Oh, Isaiah needs to get low here. He's just really high. Oh.
And nothing. It's going to blow him out of bounds. I don't know. Looked like a little bit of them was still in bounds. Funny that this keeps coming up. And I think it will continue to.
Isaiah just needs to keep going forward. He's pulling the guy on top of him, and that's where he's creating some issues. See, look, go forward.
Run those hips.
And just like that, 2 points. You go forward,
he
2
still
points.
Hasn't awarded it. Takedown. And it's going to be tied up here, 5-5. 30 seconds into the second period.
Shout out to Kim for giving the best action shots out there in Suburban 1. She always does a great job. Has great pictures.
Oh, you can see her mat side getting the worm's eye view, if you will.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Wow.
She always crushed it.
She does. The production as a whole has come a long way. Absolutely.
Throwing that leg in. Still has to get his weight forward. See,
hips up. You're gonna have to get your hips up.
See how? Yes, he's using his right foot here. He needs to keep his one foot on the mat almost. Try and keep his weight.
You're exactly
and his chest going down,
almost as if it was a post. He's gonna have to engage his hips on top too.
Gotta keep his chest
the bottom guy.
Yes.
When you extend him, it's gonna be easier to get him to roll over. Whether it's via half, claw, crossface, the world's your oyster. Once you are able to break down that bottom guy, get him extended. Oh, and as you can see here, he's gonna get HATBORO extended here. Now he's got to punch that left arm all the way down to the mat and get his hips up on top.
He's elbow to elbow right now. He needs to get his elbow almost to his neck.
He's ready to turn him. He has to get his hips up on top.
Yes, and get that. Look, his elbow needs to be down. He's got to punch his head to the mat.
We're gonna get ready to count.
His left hand has to go to the mat.
In this short time. Enough time for a 2 count, though. And nothing. We're going to enter the third period 5-5 here. 5-5. It comes back to the Colonials for choice. I presume he would go down. He's going to go down.
There were no points there, Justin.
Yeah, you know, that's a weird position. I think he has some very flexible shoulders.
He was there for a while.
You know, flexibility is a big thing down there, and you could see that. His arm was in a weird position, but he was still able to maintain his ground. A locking hands.
Wow, man.
That seems to be another theme tonight.
Tough.
I can tell you what they're working on at practice. All right. Well, that's going to be a big point, especially if we're going to be able to get the escape for the Colonials and put them up 7-5. Of course, it lies 6-5 right now after that locking hands call. 1 minute, 49 seconds left in the third period in the 160-pound bout. And they're going to go ahead and cut him. Give him 1 point. It's going to be 7-5. Colonials hold the lead. And there it is. No stance again. Hands on the hip with the start. Man. You know what I always tell the wrestler? The match starts in a stance. It's the one thing you can control. And he's going to throw him. A big throw right to his back. And I don't think he's going to be getting off of it. That's a long time to be down there.
You know, another thing we say a lot, Justin, is just stay in good position.
Stay in good position.
Stay
and also,
in good position.
You got to fight off your back. Your team needs you here. You have to engage your legs. Remember, it's not always wrestling when you are on your back. You do whatever it takes to get off that back, as if someone was holding your head underwater. And he's going to fight. He's going to continue to fight.
He's going to fight his chest down.
And look,
he's got to get his left hand to the mat and get his chest down.
He's got to come all the way down. I eat my words. He absolutely fights off.
That's great job, Isaiah Bainbridge.
That's going to be huge.
Impressive fight.
But the Colonial is still down 10-7. An escape and takedown would tie it back up. And it looks like they're going to cut him. So a takedown ties the match. Bainbridge is down 8-10 points. There's about 1 minute left here in the third period. Certainly not over. Plenty of time to wrestle. If there's time on the clock, there's time to score. And
he's got to get his head underneath a little bit more. What Isaiah needs to attempt to do here is get his head up and get that ankle up in the air and elevated. You're very hard to score on with 2 points on the mat. If I can get a point up off the mat, makes it better for me. I'm in an advantage. My head's up, my butt's down. I'm in a place to score. Here, there, yes, see?
And
look at that.
He's going to come out the back, and if he runs him down, he's going to tie this match up. He's looking to run him down, and that's 2. Wow, he's going to tie it up in 20 seconds. If he can
throw a half, he's got to keep him split here. Keep them
Goodness
split.
gracious.
Keep them split.
The PW gym is on its feet. He's going to his back. And there's nothing. It looks like we're going to get an overtime.
He's
Our
pulling
first
him
overtime.
backwards.
And I want you to watch here, if we do go to overtime, how HATBORO steps on the line. Thusly, his hands have been on the hips every time.
Coach Marcus is screaming for Isaiah
this place
to get
is
up.
rocking and rolling. 4.5 seconds left. The score is 10-10. They've been rolling around. We're due for a good finish here.
Rocking.
Short time, and he's gonna time. He's still locked. They're not gonna give it to him.
No.
We're going to sudden victory, and that's a tough call for the ref to make. But you know what? He sticks to it. Good for him. Here we go, folks. Sudden victory. The next point wins. 1 minute on their feet. Oh, and it looks like he's taking a second to catch his breath here. That's a injury time.
Oh.
You get one free one in high school. Free meaning you don't pay for it. In college, after injury, your opponent gets choice. And after choice, there can be some points, meaning he can go top, bottom, neutral, whatever his advantage position is. But in high school, they let you off the hook. They let you catch your breath, if you will.
So this is this would be a problem for Bainbridge just because we're giving Samuel the chance to just hang out, relax. He's also in a tired spot. The problem with this is that I'm trying to tire this guy out and break his will, we say, and allow, my cardio and my conditioning to outdo his. And in this position, I'm glad that he spent all his energy, but at the same time, you gotta know when you gotta put a little bit more in the tank and run with it.
You're just looking to get them to concede due to fatigue. If you can get your opponent to concede to you because they are so tired, you can score points at will whenever you want. And that's the goal. And he's in on the shot. He's going to look to run it down. 2 points. And he's going to get the takedown in overtime. And the Colonials are going to stay ahead 21-14 after the 160-pound match. Isaiah Bainbridge bringing it home via sudden victory. He went out and got it. I think, Coach brought him out a little bit of water. He caught his breath. And, the result was clear. He went out and took it right away. And that's what you got to do in that instance. And we're going to move right along here to 70, 71. What's the weight class, John Mike? And
72. 172 is it?
Oh, that's right. You were the last 171-pound state champion in Pennsylvania. I apologize. Let the record have it.
Stop that nonsense.
And was that a fake forfeit almost? It almost looked like they were going to give him the forfeit, but now they're going to come out, and they're going to send somebody out.
They are going to send somebody out.
I think he just woke up from a nap, but he's ready to come out. He's got his singlet out. I don't even know if he knew he was wrestling, John Mike, but hey, that's what the sport's all about. Always being ready and always
look with that. That's a 6-point swing right there.
You are
going
exactly
from going from winning 3 points to losing 3 points, 6-point swing. So honestly, I wouldn't give up a forfeit either.
No way.
You got to at least give yourself a shot.
You are exactly right.
Even if Justin gets the pin here,
you at least gave yourself a chance.
You absolutely did.
And that's what it's all about, giving yourself a chance. Buy the ticket, take the ride.
So this is Justin Bainbridge from Plymouth Whitemarsh, and for HATBORO HORSHAM is Luca Ricabaldi. Nice.
Oh. Nice little return here. Good. I don't think Bainbridge is going to waste any time here.
Doing a nice job keeping the pressure on his hands.
Absolutely.
Hard cut. I like
Definitely.
that.
Go get another takedown.
There you go.
On his senior, well, I guess it's not senior night, alumni night, yes.
In front
Senior
of all us
captain.
old heads.
Yes. Let us know what he's been working on.
Justin, I believe, is going to play lacrosse next year at Holy Cross, I think.
Iona.
You are right. Excuse me. That's my fault. You are right.
Good for him.
That's
Lacrosse,
awesome.
great
Yeah,
sport.
congrats to him. That's awesome.
And I'm sure he'll bring
cool
his
endeavor.
wrestling intensity to the lacrosse field. And that's going to be a fall. Like I said, I don't think we're going to waste any time. Oh, I'm surprised the coaches aren't screaming a little more. Doesn't get much flatter than that. I guess he's going to have to try and pin him again. Goodness. I like how Justin goes from attack to attack, though. He doesn't waste any time. He gets his points, and then he goes right to the next thing. He's got to stay in a stance, though.
Yeah, get his head and hands down on those fakes.
Of course, as soon as I say that, he relaxes a little, but now he's going to have to pick it back up here.
Big sprawl here. Yeah, nice job. Side to side.
Great,
Go ahead.
Great.
There you we could go to the near side leg, though. But that was a great job by him getting his hands to the mat.
Just moving, too.
Nice.
Going from side to side.
Absolutely.
And, of course, he executed with the points. But you got to be hard on yourself if you want to get better.
Throwing that Bainbridge leg in there.
There it is. He's going to go on the power half on the other side. Huh?
Oh,
but
nice.
It goes right to the crossface.
Yeah, there you go.
A cool little transition.
Yep, transition the hands.
Big leg. Oh, wow. And he's going to get the fall with 0.4 seconds left. And that's going to extend the Colonials' lead 27-14.
Good for him. Good job, Justin Bainbridge. That was an awesome match. Well done.
That is.
It's also hard. I'll be honest with you. No matter who you're wrestling, doesn't matter if he's good, tough, not so tough. You go from having a forfeit to a guy going out there. I mean, you got to change your mindset.
There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. He went out there with an aggressive mindset. Looked like he actually was relieved that somebody was going out there. That makes me happy.
That's a great point. That is a great point. You know, you think all day maybe you have a forfeit and then someone comes out. My goodness, right off of the whistle, he was scoring points. And
all right, 189. Holy smokes. I'll tell you guys this. So Declan Bud is 189. He was like at 13 or 20 when he first came in as a freshman.
Wow.
He was a beanpole. It's awesome to see him gain some weight.
Yeah.
He will be wrestling Joe Palmieri from HATBORO HORSHAM.
Yeah.
Declan, 189. Good grief.
I don't know Declan back in his 120-pound days, but he definitely, certainly looks to have grown into himself. 180. Tough position there.
Nice shot by Palmieri.
Right. He's going to have to look to make this first move off the whistle. On bottom, it's so important to get that first move, seal off, get to your feet, and get that 1 point. Make this 2-point takedown a 1-point takedown by getting that escape.
Got to stay on a wide base.
Yeah,
tough when you go to a hip.
It's going to be very tough.
Yeah, keep those knees nice and wide.
Looks like Joe Palmieri's 8-4 on the season. Off to a pretty good start.
Wrestle between 72 and 89.
Yeah.
I was wondering that. These guys do look a little small for 89, but at the same time, I mean, they are big.
They are.
Oxymoron.
Definitely. Oh, a little shrug attempt there. Right to the shot.
Nice defense by Bud. He's got to get his elbow back shallow. It's really deep right now. It's getting chomped in.
You know, getting your legs back sometimes is just not enough. You have to look to get to the next position.
Interesting position here. Bud does have a leg in.
If he can scoot his hip up. And that's good if he can pull that crossface back.
Wow.
And we're counting back points.
Very nice
He's going to have to get that hip up on top. He can't relax there if he wants to get the fall. He has to get his hips up on top.
I think he's as long as he keeps that shoulder underneath of his chest, which he's not doing right now. See how that shoulder came up?
He's going to get back to his belly there.
Yeah, that was the big piece.
His right arm. He wants to isolate that shoulder. If he can use that hook.
Yep.
Well, looks like we're closing in on the first period here. Wow, an interesting first period. The Colonials are up 6-2 after a takedown. Some back
Declan
points.
did a nice job coming back after that first takedown. It just goes to show that you score the next point. Doesn't matter about the last one. You score the next point. Score the next point.
You're exactly right. Life only moves forward, as we know. Score the next point. And if you keep doing that, chances are you will probably have more than the other guy by the end of the match.
Either way, you just got to keep moving forward.
Exactly
you got to keep going. Can't worry about what's already gone.
You know, we tell even our wrestlers when they're down 10 points and there's only 10 seconds left in the match, score the next point. Be the guy who scores the last point. It doesn't matter the situation. Always be looking to score that next point and get better in your wrestling. Even if the result doesn't show in that one, always be looking to get better. And that's going to be an escape. 6-3. The Colonials lead this bout here at 189 pounds. The team score stands at 27-14. The Colonials lead the Hatters. 30 seconds gone in the second period. The pace seems to have slowed down a little bit here in this one. I mean, it was a very eventful first period.
Yeah, you know, we always say a moving target is easier, is harder to hit than somebody standing still. So
Sure.
he's got to keep his feet moving. He's can't get stuck in the mud.
It's the name of the game.
Hands and feet got to keep moving. You
Gotta
hang in a
keep
tie.
moving. And keep your partner guessing.
Yeah.
They never know when that shot's going to come. You watch the best wrestler in the world, Jordan Burroughs. He finds a million different ways to get to the same attack. All he needs is one attack, but he knows every way to get to it. And that's it. That's true mastery of the sport. And he's going to have to look to get his hips up here.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's not good. PW's going to find themselves on their back, and that's going to be a quick fall. 45 seconds left in the second. That's a quick turn of events there. HATBORO was losing 6-3 in the match. And just like that, the tides have turned. It's almost like a knockout punch in boxing or UFC. You could be winning the whole fight, but as Kamaru Usman learned, it only takes one strike and your title's gone. And there you saw it. As we work our way here to the 220?
It would be 215. 215. We have John Donnelly of HATBORO HORSHAM. And we have Michael Sudell of Plymouth Whitemarsh.
All right. And the team score stands Colonials 27, the Hatters 20. So a 2-match deficit. Of course, the most you can get in one match is 6 points via fall. Unless there was a team point taken, but never hope for that.
Michael Sudell, another one. He frequents the room. He comes in. He does try to get better. He's gotten bigger for sure too. Obviously he's staying in good stance, trying to get to a leg here. Absolutely,
great shot.
Tell you what, I told you, he's gotten so much more aggressive since he's gotten older, and I appreciate that about him.
It really seemed from the moment they shook hands, he was bringing the pace.
Heck yeah,
he was ready to go. He took him right to the out of bounds line, and then you saw that shot that he drove.
Look, he's been working hard in the offseason, and it's showing. Absolutely.
He's gonna have to get his hips up.
Look at this. He's doing a great job. I'll tell you this, in our room, and Justin, you've seen it, man. He goes with some bruisers.
Absolutely.
And for him to be able to do this, that feels good.
Absolutely.
Great job. Great finish.
Good. Solid.
Absolutely. Great job by Michael Sudell.
There it is. And the Colonials are going to extend their lead now 33-20. They're going to lead the Hatters. Not too many matches left here either, John Mike.
No, yeah, we're actually 3 matches away. We have heavyweight, 106 or 107, and then 114.
All right. A fall at heavyweight would lock this one up, I believe.
So at 285 for HATBORO HORSHAM, we have Andy Guzman. And for your Colonials, we have Donald Kumpf.
All right. And this, of course, is the highest weight class with a limit of 285 pounds on it. That doesn't mean you have to be all 285 pounds, but you cannot go over that weight. It seems that HATBORO, by the looks of it, he's not 285 pounds.
Yeah, looks to be honestly a 215 pounder.
Yeah, he does. Maybe he spends some time down there.
Yeah,
bounces between. But PW's guy, I would say,
Kumpf is 7-5 on the season. 7-5. So he's having himself a year. I mean, look, we always say you got to win more than you lose. That's a good day.
That's it. That's it. And if you lose, figure out why you lost.
Get better.
Absolutely.
Every day, get better, get better. If I lost by 5 last time, I lose by 3.
And
lose by 1.
That doesn't mean you only learn from losses. You learn from wins as well. Matches you're still, even though you won, that doesn't mean you did everything right. There's still plenty of things that you can go back and make sure you're doing right moving forward, because once you take care of all those little things, everything else falls into place. Rome wasn't built in a day. So I've heard.
Neither was Plymouth Whitemarsh Wrestling.
That's exactly. Neither was this gym. Neither was that banner over there that says John M. Staudenmayer.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Or Justin Giovinco.
It took a
lot. Not
Staudenmayer,
but.
It took a lot.
That's it.
Gio.
All right. Well, about 50 seconds left here in the first period. And as most heavyweight matches go, they spend a lot of time on their feet. And then when they do get to the mat, that's when the action happens.
I like that he's moving forward. Kumpf is moving forward.
He's a nice shot.
Yeah,
we're going to see a stall here soon.
Man. I like
We're going to see a stall here soon out of the Hatters. It's going to have to be. He's controlling the center of the mat, moving his opponent, staying inside with that tie, which is such a important part of hand fighting and wrestling, staying inside. Whether it's an inside tie, on the collar, on the back of the head, an underhook, a 2-on-1, whatever it is. Staying inside, controlling your opponent's hands.
The only thing that Kumpf could do a little bit better with his feet, honestly, is keep one foot in front. He's kind of walking into him. And it's a little, you know what I mean?
And there's no level changes. He has to change his level and let his opponent think, maybe I'm going to shoot. Because when you say, maybe I'm going to shoot, they react. And when you act on reaction, that's what gets everything rocking and rolling.
Good fake gets him going.
Absolutely. So, we have this match, the 106 match, the 113 match, and did we start at 20 or did we start at...
It was started at 21, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So we have 2 matches left.
All right. So with a win here, the Colonials would...
Seal it.
Would seal the deal.
Mm-hmm. As long as no team points get taken away.
As long as no team points. And that crowd has been pretty rowdy. During that Bainbridge match, I saw the referee. He was shooing the bench to get quiet.
So that's a second stall call on Guzman. So that will be a point for Kumpf.
We love points. And then sometimes, you can't get to your takedown. If you're going to generate stall points, you might as well find a way to score. And in this situation, it's just picking up the pressure, putting it on his opponent, and, by him not reacting back, he gets penalized for stalling. And that's going to result in a point. And as you can see, there have been 0 attempts from the HATBORO HORSHAM wrestler. No shot attempts. Just kind of doing the hand fight game, but nothing offensive. And when you're not offensive, well, it's a stall.
Seems as though the announcer just texted me that PW may be forfeiting the next match, which is interesting.
That is. That almost seems like insider information. Just kidding. That's probably public.
It's your father, too.
It is. The announcer. So should PW forfeit the next match? Let's think about that. A win here is obviously critical because as the score has it now, 33-20 the Colonials. With a forfeit, that makes it 33-26. A win here would make it 33-26, which would of course put it out of reach. But a loss here would make it 33-29.
Slow your roll there, pal. It'd be 36-26.
Is that what did I say?
You said 33. It's 30. You said 33-26
No,
twice.
if we lost, it would still be 33.
Then you said if we won. No, I thought you said if we won that. Little banter. Let's go for it.
And HATBORO is going to choose bottom here going into the third period. Colonials lead 2-0.
Kumpf is up 1. I mean, we tell him, give him 1, not 2. 1, not 2 here. So in there, instead of kind of swirling...
He's up by 2 points, though.
Yeah, instead of swirling him a little bit, I would try to keep his hands going forward. Keep going forward. Make that guy feel the pressure on his back. Yes, good, nice, but you got to keep going. Oh, boy.
And that's not going to work. Looks like the Hatter's going to get out. It's going to be 2-1.
A minute 40 left.
A takedown would take the lead for HATBORO. Which it could come down to this. This is critical, although he does have many stalls and we have not seen...
Kumpf is doing a great job controlling the mat.
And there have been still 0 attempts out of the Hatter.
I really like the way Kumpf's wrestling right now.
I wouldn't be surprised to see another stall call here.
He's got to keep moving forward, though. Don't get complacent here. Look, I would force another stall call. I just stay in good position and move forward.
And if you look, HATBORO is just circling around, but with no intention to move forward offensively. And that's where he'll be penalized. You see him backing away.
Don't fix your headgear. He's getting inside. He's doing a good job trying to get inside. He's just standing up tall when he does it. So he just has to do it from a little bit more of a stance.
You're exactly right. Neither wrestler is in a stance. They're standing straight up and down. That's going to make it tough to create some leverage to take that shot.
Stay in. Still in.
Yeah.
We got about 35 seconds here. HATBORO Horsham's bench looking for something. I mean, they're throw anything.
Yep, and there hasn't been any attacks, so it's going to be tough. It almost makes you wonder, does he have any attacks to throw out there? Oh, and there's a leg. He grabs a leg and lets it go. And now he knows the distance. If he wants to grab that leg.
15 seconds.
There wasn't much stopping him.
And it looks like...
They're just going to hang out.
There you go. And it looks like PW is going to seal this one.
Not a lot of action on that one.
With that Kumpf win, the Colonials go up 36-20 with 2 matches left. That'll seal it for them.
Putting this match out of reach. And it seems that we're going to get a forfeit here at the next bout. That's going to make the score 36-26, but of course...
And sure enough, that inside information was right.
But as long as you don't act on insider information, it is all right.
Look, you were the one that worked on Wall Street, not me.
Hey, it's the one thing you can't do. As you shouldn't. Integrity, which should be brought to everything, wrestling included.
Sport that teaches you it.
I spoke wrestling before I spoke English. All right, here we go.
All right, at 114, we have Ryan Algier, and we have for HATBORO Horsham, and Colin Wagner, Plymouth Whitemarsh.
Right. We got the grand finale here. That's going to be a quick takedown for HATBORO. It's just been awarded. Getting right to work on top.
Algier having a nice sophomore season. He's 12-5 on the year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he's going to waste any time.
It's tough.
I would have loved to see a nice 106-pound match after seeing the heavyweight. You know, it's cool to watch a match evolve from the 106 to the 285-pound weight class, and you see how the style of wrestling kind of changes throughout as the bodies get bigger, as the wrestlers are older, whatever it is.
For sure.
It's a very interesting thing. And then, of
Colin
course,
Wagner's another one. He finds his way into our room every once in a while. He does a great job. He keeps his head down. He's quiet. He does what you ask him to, but you know he's just got to piece some stuff together in order to get the win here tonight.
Yep. If things keep going as they are, a win could be promising.
Wagner 6-3 on the year.
As we are wrapping up here, I did just want to mention that it was nice to see all of the alumni that came out this evening, both the state champs included, which, you know, that says a lot to the kids at the program. John Michael, of course, the one state champion, and Justin Giovinco. You know, seeing those banners hang here and, you know, learning from the people who've done it and being able to just kind of have something to chase and learn from and be inspired by, it means a lot to these kids. I remember when I was young and Giovinco would come around and he was the state champ and I wanted to be like the state champ. It meant something to me. And now he's watching these kids wrestle. You know, maybe afterwards he'll impart some wisdom to them. But, you know, it means a lot to these kids and keeping the program growing and moving forward, because hopefully there'll be more and more of these banners hanging up. You know, we might need a little more room in here, but, you know.
Yeah, look, Justin Giovinco is the cornerstone of that. I mean, when we were growing up, that's who we watched. That's who we wanted to be like. Absolutely. He was the local guy, and he was a nice dude while he did it all. Like, he was a great dude. He always has a smile on his face. He's always willing to help somebody. And, I mean, you know, obviously I'm a little bit more of a hothead, but he is somebody that, you know, you always aspire to coach like and to emulate, because, you know, as he was once the head coach here as well at Plymouth Whitemarsh. You know, helped you a lot, helped me a lot. I have nothing but incredible things to say about him. You know, I can't thank him. And obviously when Nate Wachter was here and alumni Dom Sabia and Pat Riley. And I mean, Gavin used to come in the room all the
DJ
time.
Fox.
DJ, absolutely. I mean, those guys, like, we grew up around, man.
Sure.
Plymouth Whitemarsh, man, we were tough dudes that just wanted to wrestle. And I'll tell you this, I grew up watching some killers, and it's awesome to see them back in the stands and watching this younger generation.
For sure. wrestling is a sport that sticks with you forever. Whether you're commentating it now, whether you're practicing, competing, only watching,
coaching.
I mean, it's crazy. And to see what it takes to have one of those banners hanging from the wall. You know, I lived with you while you were chasing that state title, and it's all hard work. It's focus. It's going from attack to attack on the mat and not spending any time, you know, relaxing. It's all about being focused and constantly chasing after it. And I think,
and it's team effort, though. I mean, that comes from our parents, from us being so competitive growing up, all that kind of stuff. I mean, without that environment, you know, you do have to have some type of a sustainable environment that allows you to win. And I mean, that was an environment that allowed both of us to win throughout our whole career, even college and stuff like that too. I mean, we were pushed in the right ways. We never got pushed in a way that made us push us away from the sport. It was always pushed to do better and to love it more and to put everything we have into it. And
for sure.
I mean, that's so important. You know, it's more than just the hours you're putting in on the mat, man. It's the whole life. You're right. You're
exactly right. And once you can
lifestyle.
realize that you get out of it what you put into it, that's when you really learn something from wrestling. You know, your input determines your output. And if you can take that with you from wrestling throughout your life, into the workforce, whatever it is, once you can understand that, you know, that's when you've gained something from wrestling. Because it's just you out there, you know.
For sure. And that doesn't matter if you've medaled, if you were the guy on the bench 0-2. It doesn't, like, you were in the room putting that work in, man. Like, look, it changes you. It does. Our heavyweight is a freshman, and he has never put his lungs through a workout like he has with us ever, you know. And all of a sudden now he tells us that he can do certain things. Like, he just has more confidence just because he's been through a practice where he's pushed his body to the limit. It's a cool thing. It's a cool thing to see people do. And then when they know they can push themselves physically, then they can push themselves mentally or professionally or whatever they want. But we're grateful enough, man, that we're still in this sport and we can give back to it. And I know that both of us will until we can't. And you know, like that's where, like, it's, to me, it just comes full circle. It's special in that way. We get to give back to the next generation, and hopefully our banner goes up there with our names as the coaches instead of the competitor, you know?
And a very peculiar thing about coaching wrestling is we can actually still wrestle. You know, it's not like in football where the coach doesn't put the pads on, or in basketball.
Lacing up every day.
You know, we're putting the wrestling shoes on and wrestling with these kids every day. So it's tough on us too. But we love that. That's the way we stay involved. And it's that's why it's the gift that keeps on giving, because now we're not competing anymore, but in a way we are competing. We're competing and getting better and learning the sport and being able to, you know, impart that upon the kids that are wrestling under us or we're working with, not even wrestling under us. As you've heard us tonight, we mentioned 15 kids that we've been working with. They may not be on our team, but, you know, we work with them, and that's how wrestling is. Want everyone to get better, you know?
I'll tell you, yeah, absolutely. Hit the nail on the head there, man.
It's fun. It's just like in music, you know? You want everyone to get better at doing it, because then we all get to listen to it and enjoy it.
Right.
Don't just keep it for yourself.
Yeah,
absolutely. It doesn't make any sense. All right, well, looks like we're coming to a close here in the third period. About 40 seconds left. PW trails 11-0 in this match at 114 pounds. If he does come off of his back,
he's got to fight. Got to fight. Fight to the final whistle.
Fight to the final whistle. Engage your legs down there. In the newspapers, this will make the score look a little closer.
Something that we worked on at practice this week is actually fighting off our back, using our feet, making sure that we can dig into the mat. I mean, a back bridge is something that's old school, but it's actually one of the best ways to get off your back. Just bridge
fundamental.
Up. Get a neck.
And never give up in anything. On your back, in life. All right, that's going to close it. So PW is going to come away here with the team victory, 36-30. Yes, sir.
36-30.
36-30. Well, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate sitting alongside you, Justin. We always have nice talks, and you know, this was just in public, so.
Yeah, true. You are my brother. But I'd love to do it again sometime. This has been great. And it's always better when we're announcing a Colonials victory. I'll tell you that, especially on alumni night.
Absolutely. Shout out to all the alumni here. We're grateful that we were able to come back. We're grateful that you guys are here, and thank you very much. Go Colonials! Great win for us tonight.
Work hard. Keep working hard. Drive safe.
Good.